So for the past week and a half to 2 weeks, I've probably been the most unmotivated I've been in a while to do any sort of work. And I've been going back and forth in my mind, like, why do I feel this way? Why don't I want to work? You know, things are going good for me with work. I'm posting content, I'm doing this. And one of my mentors actually gave me an epiphany on why I wasn't feeling motivated to do anything. And it's simply because motivation is created, right? And when I say that, it means like you're never just going to sit back. If you do, you'll probably get those random 3 in the morning, middle of the night motivation moments, right? But in order to become motivated to do something, you have to actually do it. And I would compare this to, like, if you want to be happy, you have to do things that make you happy. Then you become happy. In order to be motivated, you have to do things that will make you motivated in order to become more motivated. So if you don't feel like going to the gym, if you don't feel like doing this, motivation isn't going to just come to you. You have to create the motivation. So, and I realized this, why am I not feeling motivated recently? But in the past 2 days, I've been feeling more motivated than ever, and I'll tell you exactly why. I recently switched up my schedule, so I've been going to bed, you know what I'm saying, waking up at 6 a.m. I'm still waking up at 6 a.m. But from 6 a.m. to like 10 or so, until I had my first meal of the day, I was trying to do online work, get my stuff done, you know, my studies, whatever I have to do for the day, and my brain just doesn't function in the morning. It just can't get enough work done and be actually productive and be efficient. So from 6 to 10, I was essentially getting no work done, barely, because my brain's not working. It's hard for me to be efficient and barely get any work done. And then by 10, I'm eating breakfast. Then after breakfast, I'm full. I don't feel like doing any more work. Then from after breakfast until 2, I would go to the gym. So I'm barely getting any work, and it just breaks up your mind. So I wasn't getting work done. That was the problem. That's why I wasn't motivated. I wasn't getting work done. So recently what I started doing is I'm waking up at 6 a.m. Now I'm doing my morning routine still, but instead of going to the gym at 2 in the middle of the day, now I'm going right when I wake up, because it doesn't take any brain function to go to the gym. I can just go to the gym, and that wakes my mind up. Now when I get back from the gym, I have the entire day with no interruptions to do work that I need to do. And that has honestly motivated me more than ever, because, again, the reason you feel anxious, the reason you're stressed out, is because you have a lot of ambition and you're not doing the work that needs to be done to fulfill that ambition, right? The reason you feel unmotivated is because you're not putting in the action that needs to be taken to fulfill that motivational void. So in order to create motivation, you have to do the work. Now, ever since I go to the gym in the morning, I have the entire day to work. I've been more efficient. I've been getting way more work done. I've been having more motivation because I don't have these distractions. The problem with my schedule before going to the gym in the middle of the afternoon is, you know, I would kind of just wait until I had the gym time to be like, okay, finally, I can just stop working. And then I would be less efficient with my work and therefore not get enough done. And when you're not getting work done that you know needs to be done, again, you create stress, you create anxiety because you have ambition, but you're not actually fulfilling that. So I found that I started thinking about, why do I feel motivated sometimes and why don't I feel motivated sometimes? And the times where I'm most motivated is when you see the vision of what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, whatever your goal is. And in order to actually see that vision, you have to take action. That is what creates motivation. Action creates motivation. Inaction creates stress and anxiety. So if you find yourself never feeling motivated, look at your schedule, look at your routine. What are you doing in the morning? Are you waking up and scrolling TikTok right away? Are you waking up and hopping on your phone? That's going to kill your motivation, first of all, right off the bat. Oh, it's windy as hell out here. That's going to kill your motivation right off the bat if you don't have a good routine to start off with. That's why I feel like I've been more motivated than ever these past 2 days, is simply because I changed my routine around and now I'm more efficient in getting work done. Again, the more work that you get done, the more motivated that you'll be to do what you want to do. But if you just sit back and you're not doing anything, you're going to create stress, you're going to create anxiety, and you're going to be demotivated. So that's my lesson for today, is action creates motivation, Inaction creates stress and anxiety. So if you're sitting back waiting for you to be motivated to go to the gym, motivated to do whatever, understand that you're just creating stress and anxiety in your life because you're not doing the work that needs to be done. And if you're like me, where you were trying to do the work, but you just weren't efficient, and by the end of the day, you're like, I had so many distractions, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, something just happened. Try changing your schedule around. Yes, I still wake up at 6 a.m. Yes, I'm still doing my morning routine, but now I'm getting the gym right out the way, so by the time I get back, my brain is awake, I can have my breakfast, and I can just focus on the work that I need to do for the rest of the day, and I've been more efficient than ever. And being more efficient with your work will create more motivation. Because again, it's all about the work that you can get done. That's all motivation is. That's where it comes from. If you want to be happy, you have to do things that make you happy. If you want motivation, you have to do things that will make you motivated. It comes from doing, not sitting back and thinking. And that's something I learned. Like I said, my mentor kind of just gave me an epiphany of like, damn, it made me think about it. Like, why do I feel motivated? Motivation comes from action, comes from doing. If you want to do something, if you want to be happy, you have to do things that make you happy. If you want to be motivated, do things that will make you motivated. If you're not motivated to go to the gym, nobody is when they first start. When I first started going to the gym, I didn't want to go to the gym. But the more that you do it, the more that you go to the gym every single day, you start to see the vision. And the more you start to see the vision, you start to see, oh, this is possible. And the more you start to think that it's possible, the more motivated you'll be to do it, because you know that the goal that you want to reach is attainable. So that is how you create motivation. You have to have a vision, and the vision has to be clear. Of course, you're not going to be motivated to do something if you don't think you can do it. And if you're just sitting back waiting for motivation, you're making no progress, and you're not going to think you can do it. So when you start doing something new, whether it be the gym, eating clean, you're killing your motivation if you can't see the vision. Because why the hell would I do something if I don't think I'll get to the end? Why would I do something if I don't think I can get there? Right? And actually, it just reminded me, that was the first talking head video that I made. The reason you don't feel motivated is because you don't believe you can actually do something. If you believed you could actually do something and it would all work out, you would wake up with the most motivation in the world, because you know it's a guarantee, it's just a matter of time. So that just made me realize that's where motivation comes from. It comes from the vision. The only way you can have a vision is by doing action. So don't wait for motivation, create motivation. That is what you need to do. Damn, that shit just made me think, bro, because I knew I talked about this shit before, but I was like, where did this come from? Motivation comes from action. That's all it is. The reason you're not motivated to do something is because you don't believe you can do it. The reason you're not motivated to go to the gym is because you don't think you'll get your dream physique. You don't think you'll be able to get jacked. You don't think you'll be able to get ripped. You don't think you'll be able to stick to a plan to actually get you to where you want to be. But the second you start believing that it's a guarantee, like if I know it's a guarantee, I know I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, I know I'm going to get to where I want to be, of course you're going to be motivated. Because you know it's a guarantee. Some of you guys are 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if this is going to happen. So that just creates demotivation. Do you guys understand? Hopefully you understand. So again, I'm going to repeat this again. In order to create motivation, you have to have a vision. You have to believe it can happen. Once you believe it can happen, the only way you can believe it can happen is by taking action. It's not going to come to you. Because you have to create the vision, and the vision is created through action. So if you feel demotivated, create that vision in your mind and take action towards it. That will help you. And again, if you're leaving work on the table, you don't feel like you're working hard enough, you feel like you're still not doing enough, you're probably not doing enough, and that's stressing you out and giving you anxiety. Because you know you could be working harder, you know your potential is up here, but you're not fulfilling that. It's like this. The glass, your potential is up here. You know your potential is up here. But the amount of work you're doing to get there is right here. So that separation between here and here creates stress and anxiety. If you do the inputs every single day, right? If you do the inputs in this matches, you don't have any more stress and anxiety because you know you did all that you can do. You can't do any more. And you'll have more motivation to actually go to where you want to go. I wish I could have gotten to this sooner, but talking about it, honestly, like I start to get in the flow of like where my thoughts come from. And I feel like talking just helps me like like the beginning of the video was just like, I didn't really know what I was saying, but then it all came and wrapped up in my mind, because I knew I talked about this before. But hopefully, guys, you take a lesson from this and start taking action, because as soon as you start taking action, you'll start to see the vision and you'll have more motivation to do that thing. And then again, you will reach that thing. And one last thing. So what I do, obviously, I'm a fitness coach, but I'm more of a fitness and mindset coach and self-improvement coach. I've completely turned my life around 180 in the past 120 days. I went from extremely skinny, not confident, going out drinking every night, to being the most disciplined person I could possibly be. Waking up early, doing 100 sit-ups every morning, going to the gym every single day, hitting my macros every single day, and just working on myself every single day. So if you guys have trouble building a stronger mindset, getting into the gym, and you want more for yourself just out of life in general, follow me on Instagram and, DM me. We could probably work together. Just depends on, if you actually want to do this, because it's going to be a complete 180. You're not going to be able to have some bad habits, do this and do that. No, I'm trying to genuinely help you. I can't just give you a meal plan and give you a training program, be like, okay, here. No, I want you to completely change your habits and completely change who you are, so you can start taking the step in the right direction towards a life that you actually want. So DM me on Instagram, and then we can go from there.